Alright, well, this is Lunar Eclipse Airsoft, and, well, I got something that's a bit on my mind that's something that's been happening in the community. Not saying who's involved, not saying names, but within the community on Facebook, anyway, for Indiana, tri state, really. But, in my opinion, well, I don't have an HPA gun, but a gun that has an HPA line, hose, and engine, even though this is not an HPA gun, it's one of those things to where if a field doesn't want to allow like a certain gun, for instance, if a field like wants to ban CO2 guns and only allow green gas guns, that is their right to do so. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have to go on Facebook and start making posts saying, oh, don't go to this field's event, boycott this field. With the community, we try to clean out the toxic behavior, and that right there is just as toxic as calling out someone, well, not really calling out, but posting Facebook pages on all over Facebook saying, oh, this and that, saying don't play with this person or don't do that. Trying to get someone's field or something boycotted where people don't go there to play just because you don't like someone's opinion or not opinion, but their choice. It's their field, their event that they're hosting. They can ban whatever guns they want. It's their right. You don't have to like it, but just because you don't like it doesn't mean you need to go and start telling people to boycott it and start sharing that same post around. So, in my opinion, I don't agree with that type of behavior. You know, at one point, we were all like that. But as we grow older, learn, and mature, you don't necessarily need to be like that. That's the toxic traits that need to be out of the community. We don't need that toxic behavior in the community. It makes some of us look bad. And it's one of those things that I don't agree with it. I understand, they want new players to come into sport and they don't want the older generation with the HPA guns to chase off the newer people coming into sport because when I first started, it was pretty intimidating playing against people who have like. I didn't have these when I first started. None of these guns, none of the guns behind me, up on the wall. I didn't have none of that. When I first started, I started out with a CO2 or a Springer like this, and it's one of those things to where it's pretty intimidating because you got guys running rifles of CO2 like this over more modern guns with CO2, green gas, and all that. And then you got the guys with the HPA LMGs, and it makes you where you don't know, you're not sure if you want to continue playing in the sport or what, because everybody's got better gear than you. But it's it's one of those things in the community and around the world. That's another thing around the world, everywhere, wherever we play, wherever you are, whatever country you're in. We need to be welcoming to the newer players in the community and not, you know, trash talk because they don't have a plate carrier or $300 cry camo, just because they don't have that. It's one of those things to where we need to be welcoming, we need to be helpful, and to help the new players come into this sport because they are the next generation of airsofters. We need to be less toxic and more helpful. And I know there's probably going to be a few people from my home state commenting on this video. And I'm going to be honest, if your comment's hateful or telling me to delete this video, I will delete it. I will straight up delete those comments because I will not have any of that toxic behavior within my channel. No offense to anybody. Everybody has their right to their opinion. But with what I do with my channel, I want to be helpful, informative with the guns that I have for my channel. They're helpful for people who want to get into World War II style guns. me and my friend that's been on the channel, he wants to help with the German aspect of things since I don't have the German guns. So I feel as if the community is going down a dark path for airsoft with the way they're acting with this event. If anybody from ACS watches my videos, if I could make it to that event, I would. But currently don't have a ride or money at the moment, but I've got another event in April I'm going to attend up in French Lick, Indiana. World at War Zombies. And if any of you are in Tri-State Indiana Airsoft page, look that up. Please think about possibly attending that event. It is going to be a big event, and it's, from what I've looked at, it's going to be at an 80 acre property. Pretty big compared to Bing, but a lot larger than Bing. Bing Field in Alton, Illinois was 64 acres compared to this field, which is 80 acres, which is a lot larger than what I've ever been on. 64 acres was the biggest field that I've been on. But this field that's at this event, French Lick, Indiana, I have a feeling it's going to be, it's bigger than 64 acres, so it's going to be the second largest field that I've been to. So, yeah, that pretty much ends my rant for today. This is Lunar Eclipse Airsoft signing out. Hope y'all have a merry day.